All right, there, guys. So this is a bit of a weird one because I was going to do this on my PC, but then my PC's decided that my keyboard's not going to work, so I'm having to do this on my Mac, and then I'm having to look at my phone for my notes. So if this looks a bit weird, I apologise. So yeah, anyway, welcome back to AKMLFC. You know, obviously I did a match reaction yesterday, the instant one, and for those of you that have been around here for a fair bit will understand that I tend to do like an instant one, and then I sit on it for a little bit and give you my thoughts afterwards as well. So I've made a couple of notes, like I always do notes through games and stuff like that. Obviously, hit the like button, subscribe, and stuff like that, guys. Make sure you turn the notifications on. So I'm not even gonna lie, guys. It feels worse today than it did yesterday, in my opinion. You know, losing 3-0 at home to Nottingham Forest, a side that's in the relegation, a side that had not won away from home all season. It kind of like sends shockwaves, I think, through the fan base a little bit. Do you not think? Maybe I'm over exaggerating that a little bit. I just think that this is not just one bad night, one bad game, or anything like that. Do you know what I mean? This is structural. There's mentality issues at the club, I think. Leadership, belief, everything. It's all missing. Everything's missing from this team that we've become accustomed to since Jurgen Klopp took over and stuff like that. Yeah. It looks disconnected, unbalanced. Like we've been saying, it's unbalanced for ages. You know, like when we're struggling in a game, Slot's answer seems to be, "Oh, let's just throw in as many strikers as possible and just see what happens." Do you know what I mean? The team obviously look low in confidence whenever they concede a goal. They seem to heads just drop, heads just go. I think there's a Konaté problem. I think there's a Mo Salah problem as well. Like I'm not even going to lie. And we're seeing the same patterns every week in, week out. Even when we win the games, I think we've had the same issues all season. You know, we've been talking about it on the live streams on a Monday evening. You know, the midfield is wide open. The defense is fully exposed for some reason. It's like since Trent's left, like they forgot how to defend. The attack is basically toothless, in my opinion. Like, how can you go against Nottingham Forest, a team that's struggling, and not really test the goalkeeper the entire game? Do you know what I mean? It's shocking, especially spending over 200 million on strikers, and you create a formation that doesn't suit them. It doesn't get the best out of them, doesn't supply them anything or anything like that. You know, we've had 6 defeats in the last 7 league games, and that's not a transition to bring in new players or bed new players in. It's becoming a bit of a crisis, guys, is this? And yeah, obviously we've had injuries and stuff like that, but the players that we've got on the pitch just look absolutely, completely, and utterly lost with what's been asked of them. And that's got to be a coaching issue, in my opinion. Do you know what I mean? You know, let's go into it anyway. So my next part is about Konaté. His form has fallen completely off a cliff. He's making the basics look completely and utterly difficult. Like yesterday, for instance, when he tackled somebody, like, you know, halfway between the halfway line and the Liverpool box, and he tackled him that hard, the ball went out for a corner kick to Nottingham Forest. He looks nervous. He's constantly out of position, and he's struggling physically and mentally. He gets done for every corner. He gets done for the corner in this game. He gets done for the disallowed goal. He then gets hooked in the second half, and when he comes off, he looks like he's fucking laughing. Do you know what I mean? What's this about? That's clearly a player that knows his time at Liverpool is coming to an end. Why are we still playing him? Stick Gomez there, for God's sake. Put Endo there. You know, at least Endo puts in a bit of effort. I know Sean was going to be like, you know, he's a midfielder playing at centre back again, but fuck me, like at least Endo would have a bit more about him than Konaté. I'm sorry, but he just would. And you've got Gomez sat on the bench week in, week out when he's fit. And you've just got to ask the question, why? Why? I say this all the time. If you're on the bench, you need to be fit enough to play. If he doesn't think that Gomez is fit enough to come on and do anything, pick a youngster. Put a youngster on the bench who's a centre back or something. Next one's obviously Isak. He's not settling in. He does look very anonymous when he's playing. He had 15 touches yesterday, barely got involved, no chemistry with anyone in the team, no threat behind. He doesn't bully defenders. Like, I think there was one instance when I think he was in the bottom corner near the cop, and he looked like he was trying to take on like 2 players by himself. And I was just like, mate, just pass the ball. Like, what are you doing? Look like Bambi on ice, pal. He doesn't link up anything, and he can't score right now to save his life. It's to save his life. Slot's got to keep playing him, obviously, to get his minutes up. And I think, is there a part of it that he's playing him because of the price tag as well, to prove that, the acquisition was correct in making him. Those of you that have been around here for a long time will remember when I was saying, like, you don't drop Hugo Ekitike. You can't drop Ekitike. He hit the ground running. He was playing so well for us. And then next thing you know, he's getting dropped. Like, what's that about, guys? Honestly, what is that about? Obviously, again, just, to be fair all around, there was a VAR decision yesterday that it's frustrating, but again, it's not an excuse. We'd have got beat 2-0 anyway, in all fairness. And I'm going to be perfectly honest with you, that goal that got disallowed for the Konaté thing, I think that goal should have stood. It should have technically been 4-0 yesterday. The players in Alisson's line of sight, it's very similar to what Robbo said. I don't care what rival fans say. I don't care what anyone says. Even you've got like Mark Goldbridge even saying yesterday that, one of the biggest Man United fan channels out there, even he was saying, like, you've got to be fair here. If it's a foul, not a foul, if it's offside for Liverpool against City, then it's obviously offside this time around. The only thing we can potentially say about this is obviously it's Michael Oliver reffing the game last week. So, you know what I mean? Like, I don't even want to go down this road, guys, because I can't be asked. It's got nothing to do with what's going on right now. But that right there just shows that guy is fucking corrupt as fuck. I'm sorry, but it just does. But still, it's maddening how inconsistent it all is. But it's not why Liverpool lost. We were just second best everywhere on that pitch, in my opinion. So I guess the last bit we need to talk about here is whether or not if Arne Slot's job is on the line. It's the question that nobody wanted to go over at the start of this season, but I guess we're here now. Like, this is the truth. Like, as much as we all appreciate everything he did for us last season, many people, including ourselves on this channel, have said we would judge him on the back of the season when he's made some changes to the squad. And this is it. And when the rut first started, I mentioned how we would be able to see if he has the mentality to be the Liverpool manager, if he can get Liverpool out of this rut. And it doesn't seem like he can right now. I think we've seen things online last night that came out from obviously all the ITKs and everything like that, saying that he's going to get till January. But I think if things get worse, I don't think he makes it till January. But anyway, it looks like right now that the club are going to back him, and he's not going to get sacked tomorrow. Like, let's be perfectly honest, guys. Like, Arne Slot is not going to get sacked before the PSV game or West Ham game or anything like that. The results like this, though, performances like this, a run of form like this would put any manager under pressure at Liverpool. Like, Liverpool are a club that are used to success going back over history and stuff like that. I've seen people saying like, "Oh, you're entitled because you won the season last year, the league last year. You think you can win everything." It's not about that. Liverpool Football Club has got standards to maintain, and yet when I'm a 90s kid, I've grown up through some shit. I've grown up through some shit squads. And Jurgen obviously put in a lot of work with FSG to turn it round. And it, people were saying yesterday on the watch on with Shano, like, it feels like we're going back to before Klopp. That's what it feels like. All the work that Klopp's done is just gone. You can't lose 6 out of 7 games at Liverpool manager. You can't collapse at home against Forest, and you can't look this disorganised and flat. Like, there's nothing about this team. I think I said it 2 weeks ago. Whenever we go behind, I never have faith in this team to think, yeah, we're going to come back and win this. Under Jurgen, I was like, yeah, we've got a chance. We got a chance at 3-0 down. Under this team, as soon as we go 1-0 down, I'm just like, game over. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't think that all fans have turned on him just yet. I'll be perfectly honest. I know there's a lot of people on here yesterday that were saying it, but I do think patience is wearing thin. The players, I don't think he's probably lost the dressing room as of yet, but you've got to start thinking, like, at some point the players are going to start thinking this is just not working. Like, something needs to change. The PSV game for me on Wednesday, it's massive. He needs a reaction. He needs a performance. He needs something to just change the mood of the fans right now. If we go there and we lose to PSV and then we lose to West Ham, I think his job becomes untenable, guys. I really do. I don't think he makes it till January. I don't care what these ITKs and everything are saying. You know, we mentioned it before this game. Again, I'm sorry that I keep referring back to stuff that's been on this channel already, but we mentioned back then, you know, this is a run of games now that's pretty much the easiest in the league out of everybody. You know, you've just had Nottingham Forest that were 19th in the league, got beat. You've got PSV. It's Champions League, is what it is. You've then got West Ham. You've got Inter Milan. You've got Sunderland, and you've got Leeds. Hey guys, like, after we got beat yesterday, like, I can't say with any faith that we're gonna go on a run here. I could see us getting beat by Leeds. I could see us getting beat by Sunderland. I could see us getting beat by West Ham. And I'm going to say this right now. I personally believe if Liverpool lose 3 of these 4 games, like, let's say for instance he loses it. I'm not including Champions League in this because that kind of is what it is. But say if we lose to, we've lost to. My mind's gone blank here, guys. Sorry. We lost to Forest. If we lose to West Ham and then we lose, I think it's Leeds after that, I don't think he makes it to Sunderland. I just don't. I genuinely don't. We'll have to wait and see, obviously, what happens. So anyway, guys, let me know down below what you think about all this. I know a lot of you that watch this won't be back in Slot anymore and you want him gone right now. Is any of this blame to be put at the players' feet, do you think, guys? Is there any players in this team right now that you think should not be playing? Is this the first real sign that the manager might not be the right fit? Obviously, I think it is. Drop your thoughts in the comments down below, guys. Hit that like button. And obviously, again, as always, I'll see you in the next one. We'll be live tomorrow night, guys, on here for the 7 o'clock slot or 7 p.m. slot. I'm going to have to come up with another name, aren't I? Because if Arne Slot gets moved on, what we're going to call it? The 7 o'clock areola. I don't know. Anyway, guys, I hope you all have a great rest of your weekend, and I'll catch you all in the next one.